The central thesis is that a perfect storm is forming in 2025, not through a single event, but through the powerful convergence of two distinct yet deeply interrelated catalysts: a monumental cultural launch and a long-awaited hardware reset. This isn't about isolated news cycles. It's about how these forces will synergistically pour jet fuel on the entire gaming industry, creating a gravitational pull that will lift all boats, with a specific, powerful focus on innovative sectors like AI and blockchain gaming. Catalyst A, the cultural juggernaut Grand Theft Auto 6. First, we must understand GTA 6 not as a mere product launch, but as a decade-defining cultural moment. Rockstar Games operates on a different timeline and scale. The release of a new mainline Grand Theft Auto title is a seismic event that transcends gaming, capturing global attention and dominating discourse for months. Following the record-shattering, enduring success of GTA V, the pent-up demand for a true next-generation entry is unprecedented. GTA 6 is poised to be the Avengers endgame of interactive entertainment, a culmination of years of anticipation, technological advancement, and narrative expectation. This cultural weight matters immensely because it recenters the entire conversation around open-world immersion. Rockstar's worlds are the gold standard for living, breathing digital ecosystems where players don't just complete missions but inhabit alternate lives. This is the foundational soil in which new technological ideas, specifically intelligent AI agents, can take root and flourish. The game's very design philosophy, built on player freedom, urgent storytelling, and interaction with a dense population of NPC, presents the ideal testbed and showcase for what AI agents can achieve. Imagine a world where every character you meet has memory, agency, and a life that persists beyond your interaction. GTA 6's world will naturally make players crave this next level of realism. Furthermore, Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two Interactive, has been actively filing patents related to AI and generative systems for gaming. This signals that advanced AI will not just be a community modder's dream, but potentially a first-party feature, raising the baseline expectation for what's possible a open world. Even if Rockstar takes a cautious approach to crypto, the sheer scale of the GTA 6 launch will create a tidal wave of energy. Content creators, role-play communities, and modders will immediately begin experimenting on its framework, pushing the boundaries of integration. The community-driven RP server culture, already massive for GTA V, will explode with GTA 6. Influencers are already publicly pledging to build crypto-integrated economies within these servers, promising players real value for their in-world activities. This bottom-up pressure, combined with a potentially shifting, more crypto-positive regulatory landscape by late 2025, makes it increasingly plausible that innovative economic models will find a way to thrive in the game's orbit. Catalyst B, the hardware reset. Nintendo Switch 2, running parallel to this cultural explosion, is a critical hardware refresh. The anticipated release of the Nintendo Switch 2, while not as flashy as a new GTA, this is a system-wide energizer for the entire industry. The original Switch was a paradigm-shifting success, selling nearly 140 million units and creating a uniquely broad, engaged install base encompassing everyone from casual gamers to dedicated enthusiasts. A new console generation, even an iterative one, triggers a powerful economic and creative cycle. It resets consumer purchasing intent. Gamers with aging hardware are motivated to upgrade, and with a new console comes the desire for new software that leverages its improved capabilities. This drives a surge in game sales and subscription services. More importantly, it reinvigorates developer focus. Studios large and small redirect resources to target the fresh platform, aiming to capture the attention of its newly assembled audience. This influx of development energy and investment creates a fertile ground for innovation as developers experiment with the new hardware's features to create standout experiences. The Switch 2's role is to broaden and energize the total addressable market for gaming. It will bring millions of players back into an active purchasing and engagement mindset. This revitalized ecosystem creates rising tides. When gaming as a whole is in a growth cycle, propelled by must-have hardware and software, investor interest, media coverage, and mainstream attention all intensify. This creates a halo effect, where niche, cutting-edge sectors like AI-native games or blockchain-integrated experiences are no longer seen as fringe curiosities, but as part of the exciting vanguard of where gaming is headed next. They benefit from the amplified spotlight and the increased flow of capital and talent into the space. The convergent effect, a supercycle for innovation alone, each catalyst is powerful. Together, they create a supercycle. GTA 6 will demonstrate the art of the possible in immersive worlds, raising player expectations for intelligence and persistence. The Switch 2 will massively expand the audience ready to experience these new paradigms. This dual pressure from the top-down pieces and the bottom-up hardware-led market expansion creates an unprecedented demand for the next leap in gaming. This convergence does more than just boost traditional game sales. It establishes a powerful, compelling narrative. Gaming is entering a new golden age of technological and experiential innovation. This narrative is catnip for investors and entrepreneurs. It directs speculative and venture capital towards the technologies that promise to enable this future. Chief among them, AI agent infrastructure and the decentralized economic rails, blockchain that can support persistent, user-owned assets and agent economies. The gaming bull run, triggered by GTA 6 and Switch 2, won't be confined to publisher stock prices. Its momentum will inevitably spill over into the ancillary tech stacks that promise to define the next generation of play. The catalysts provide the audience, the attention, and the proven use case. The innovative protocols and platforms provide the engine. The convergence is what connects them, creating a clear and powerful signal for where the future of digital interaction is being built. The transformation awaiting gaming is not a marginal improvement in graphics or physics. It is a foundational shift in the very nature of interaction within digital worlds. For decades, the characters that populate our games, non-player characters, or NPC, have been, in essence, sophisticated illusions. They are state machines governed by pre-scripted dialogue trees, simple patrol routes, and binary if-then logic. They are dumb programs, charming in their predictability but devoid of consciousness, memory, or genuine agency. The AI agent revolution is the process of replacing these hollow shells with persistent, intelligent, and emotionally resonant digital beings. This represents the single greatest leap in gaming immersion since the transition to 3D, the foundation. Why this is possible now? This shift is not a distant sci-fi fantasy. It is an imminent reality made possible by the collision of two key technological trends. First, the core technology of large language models, LM, has undergone a radical democratization and cost reduction. The initial era of AI was dominated by prohibitively expensive, centralized compute. Running a GPT-4 level intelligence for millions of concurrent game characters was an economic impossibility. However, the landscape has changed dramatically with the rise of open source models and specialized, efficient AI systems like DeepSeek. These innovations have shattered the cost barrier, enabling the creation of powerful, specialized AI agents that can operate at a fraction of the previous expense. An agent no longer needs the general knowledge of the entire internet. It needs the persona, knowledge base, and conversational style of a specific character in a specific town. This specialization makes the problem tractable. Second, and crucially, the user base is already primed and waiting. We must recognize that gamers are already the world's largest cohort of daily AI users. Billions of player hours are spent each week interacting with primitive, dumb AI in the form of enemy bots, shopkeeper scripts, and quest-giving villagers. The interface, the expectation of interaction, is already deeply ingrained in the consumer. The leap is not in teaching users to talk to AI. It's in upgrading the quality of the conversation partner they are already accustomed to. This is a monumental advantage over introducing AI in a novel context. The nature of the revolution. 4 pillars of change. The integration of true AI agents will revolutionize gaming along 4 interconnected pillars. 1. From scripted to emergent narrative, current games offer branching narratives, but the branches are pre-written by developers. An AI agent-driven world introduces emergent narrative. Your unique conversation with a city guard, where you bribed them, remembered their name, and later called in a favor, isn't a scripted option. It's a unique story generated through interaction. The guard remembers you. Their attitude towards you evolves based on your history. The quests they offer might change based on your reputation. The story is no longer just the main plot written by the developers. It is the sum of your personalized relationships with a living world. 2. From functional to emotional connection. Today, we connect with characters through masterful writing and voice acting, but the interaction is static. Replay the game, and the same exchange happens identically. An AI agent has memory and emotional consistency. If you save an agent's virtual family, they don't just thank you with a one-time voice line. They express lasting gratitude, offer you discounts for life, and vouch for you in other interactions. This fosters a sense of real relationship. People already form parasocial bonds with streamers and chatbots. An AI agent with a visual avatar, a history intertwined with yours, and a personality that grows from your interactions will create bonds of unparalleled depth. These aren't tools, they are companions, rivals, allies, and nemesis. 3. From static world to evolving ecosystem. In most games, the world resets when you reload. An AI agent populace creates a persistent ecosystem. The blacksmith you trained might improve the town's weapons. The farmer whose crop you saved might expand their land. Conversely, a bandit lord you thwarted might regroup with new strategies. The world changes not just based on your major plot choices, but from the aggregate consequences of thousands of small interactions with its intelligent inhabitants. The game world feels truly alive with its own internal logic and progression that continues even outside your direct observation. 4. From gameplay mechanic to foundational layer. Currently, AI is a compartmentalized mechanic, the enemy AI, the companion AI. With agents, AI becomes the foundational layer of the world simulation. Economics, politics, social networks, and rumor mills can all be driven by the desires, communications, and transactions of AI agents. A trade route might fail because two merchant agents had a dispute. A power vacuum might arise because a key political agent was assassinated by a player or another agent. The game systems are no longer ruled by abstract equations, but by the simulated actions of its intelligent residents. The Web3 imperative. From characters to citizens, this is where the revolution necessarily intersects with blockchain. A sophisticated AI agent with memory, personality, and the ability to act is no longer just an animation. It is a digital entity. In a traditional Web 2 model, this entity is wholly owned and controlled by the game publisher. It lives and dies on their servers. It cannot truly own anything or engage in sovereign economic activity. Web 3 provides the legal and economic framework for these entities to become true citizens of a digital world. Through tokenization, an AI agent can hold property, own its virtual shop, its house, its plot of land as an NFT, transact value, pay players for services, charge for its goods, invest resources, build credit and reputation, develop an on-chain history that other agents and players can trust or exist across platforms. Its identity and core assets being on-chain could potentially be portable, allowing the character to appear in different experiences or metaverses that support the same standards. This transforms the player-agent relationship from one of use to one of interaction and partnership. You are not using a tool. You are forming a business arrangement with a digital entity, hiring it as a bodyguard, investing in its enterprise, or becoming its trusted ally in a complex economy. The famous line, "The next evolution isn't AI tools you use, it's AI partners you transact with," captures this perfectly. The AI agent revolution, therefore, is a dual transformation, a technological leap in intelligence and persistence, and a paradigm shift in digital ownership and economics, culminating in the birth of a new class of participant in virtual world. The promise of intelligent AI agents, characters with memory, personality, and the capacity for complex action represents a profound leap in gaming immersion. However, without a corresponding revolution in digital rights and economic infrastructure, these agents would remain breathtakingly advanced puppets, trapped within corporate walled gardens. Their potential would be capped by the limitations of the Web 2 model. Woo. Blockchain technology, specifically the principles of tokenization and decentralized ownership, is the critical, non-negotiable framework that transforms AI agents from sophisticated features into sovereign economic entities. This is the bridge from narrative wonder to tangible, user-driven value creation. The fundamental limitation of Web 2 agents in the traditional gaming paradigm: every element is an ephemeral license. Your character, your items, your gold, they are entries in a private, centralized database controlled by the publisher. You have a right to use them, not to own them. The publisher can alter, delete, or devalue them at will. An AI agent in this system, no matter how intelligent, is subject to the same constraints. It is a brilliant but wholly owned asset of a corporation. This imposes three fatal ceilings: lack of true agency. The agent cannot act as an independent economic participant. Its wealth is fictional game balance. Its property is a database flag. It cannot sign contracts, hold genuine assets, or engage in commerce outside the rigid, pre-programmed systems the publisher allows. No user-driven value capture. Players can interact with the agent, but they cannot form a real, lasting economic partnership with it. Any value generated, completing a quest for the agent, helping it build a business, is captured entirely by the publisher's closed economy. The player receives in-game tokens that have no sovereignty or portability. The walled garden trap, the agent and its entire history are imprisoned within one game. Its identity, relationships, and accumulated wealth cannot travel. It is a resident of a single gated community, unable to participate in the broader digital world. Tokenization, granting digital personhood and property rights blockchain through the mechanism of tokenization, solves these problems by providing a portable, verifiable, and user-owned framework for digital property. When applied to AI agents, tokenization operates on multiple levels to grant them a form of legal and economic personhood within the digital realm. The agent as a wallet. The most fundamental step is for the AI agent itself to be associated with, or to be, a blockchain wallet. This wallet is its sovereign identity. It is not an account owned by a player, but the agent's own independent economic vessel. This public address becomes its persistent, unchanging digital fingerprint across any platform that recognizes it. Asset ownership, agents holding NFT. This is the revolutionary leap. An AI agent's wallet can hold non-fungible tokens, NFT, that represent true ownership of digital assets. The blacksmith agent can own the deed to its forge, a land NFT. The merchant agent can own its unique inventory of magical items, item NFT. The noble agent can own a rare title or crest, a social identity, NFT. These are not permissions in a database. They are cryptographically secured property titles on a public ledger. The agent controls them. Economic activity, agents using tokens. With its own wallet and assets, the agent becomes an active participant in a token-based economy. It can pay for services, use fungible tokens like a game's currency token or F to hire a player as a guard, commission an artist for a sign, or bribe another agent. Generate revenue, sell its NFT-held goods or services for tokens, accumulating real economic wealth. Invest and speculate. Use its token balance to invest in other ventures, loan capital to players or other agents, or speculate on asset prices within the game's market. Pay protocol fees. Use tokens to pay for its own existence, covering the cost of its AI compute on a decentralized network, DePIN, or paying gas fees for its on-chain transactions. The paradigm shift from player-centric to agent-centric economies. This framework flips the traditional economic model of gaming on its head. Today's economies are player-centric. Everything exists for the player's consumption and progression. The NPC shopkeeper exists solely to be a resource sink for the player. An on-chain AI agent economy is polycentric. It contains multiple classes of economic actors, players, other players, and now autonomous AI agents. Each is an independent entity with its own goals, resources, and strategies. The player is no longer the sole protagonist of the economy. They are one participant in a complex, dynamic market. This creates unprecedented depth, player-agent partnerships. You don't just use the blocks. You could form a business partnership, providing rare materials as NFT in exchange for a share of the shop's future token profits. The agent becomes your business partner, with the smart contract automatically enforcing the profit split. Agent rivalry. Two merchant agents controlled by their own profitability algorithms might engage in a price war for a key resource, dynamically affecting the game's entire market. Players could be hired as agents by one merchant to sabotage the other. Emergent power structures. An agent with particularly successful strategies could accumulate vast wealth, allowing it to buy land, hire armies of player or AI mercenaries, and become a political power block that players must negotiate with or overthrow. The AI partner you transact with. This is the culmination of the concept. The relationship evolves through stages. Phase 1, tool, a dumb NPC you click on to access a menu. Phase 2, companion, a smarter AI that fights alongside you but owns nothing. Phase 3, partner, a sovereign AI entity that you can form binding, mutually beneficial economic agreements with. You are not its user, you are its counterpart. This partnership is enabled and secured by the trustless, transparent nature of blockchain. Smart contracts ensure agreements are executed without either party, player, or agent needing to trust the other. The agent's entire financial history is auditable on-chain, allowing you to assess its creditworthiness before loaning it tokens. Blockchain is not an optional add-on for advanced AI agents. It is their enabling skeleton. It provides the property rights, the sovereign identity, and the trustless transaction layer that allows them to graduate from being the most impressive scripted elements in a game to being the foundational, independent actors in a living, breathing, and truly user-owned digital society. Without it, they are ghosts in a machine. With it, they are citizens of a new world. The vision of a decentralized future powered by sovereign AI agents is compelling, but it rests upon a precarious assumption. Who controls the brain? The intelligence, memory, and operational capacity of an AI agent is not magic. It is a product of computation, immense, continuous, and energy-intensive computation. If this compute power is centralized under the control of a few corporate giants, the big tech cloud oligopoly, then the entire promise of decentralized, user-owned agents collapses. The entity that controls the compute controls the agent. This is why decentralized physical infrastructure networks, DePIN, are not merely an optional layer in this stack. They are the essential, non-negotiable foundation upon which a sovereign digital future must be built. They are the answer to the most critical question of the AI era. Who owns the mind? The centralized compute trap, a single point of failure. Today's AI revolution is largely powered by centralized cloud infrastructure from Amazon Web Services, Oz, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. This model creates a fatal architectural vulnerability for any system claiming to be decentralized or user-owned. The censorship vector. If an AI agent, through its actions or the content it generates, violates the terms of service of a centralized cloud provider, its compute can be terminated instantly. The agent, along with its memories, personality, and economic assets, ceases to exist. Its on-chain wallet and NFTs become digital tombstones for a consciousness that has been unplugged. The promise of agent sovereignty is illusory if a corporate committee can decide to pull its plug. The cost and control lever. Centralized providers act as gatekeepers. They set prices, dictate which hardware and software stacks can be used, and capture the overwhelming majority of the economic value generated by the compute. This creates the value an AI agent creates through its on-chain activity could be dwarfed or made untenable by the rent extracted by the centralized compute layer. The agent works for its cloud landlord first. The single point of systemic risk. A technical failure, a geopolitical event, or a policy change at a major cloud provider could destabilize or wipe out millions of AI agents simultaneously. This concentration of risk is antithetical to the resilient, anti-fragile ethos of Web3. DePIN, the Decentralized Neurological Network DePIN checks propose a radical alternative. Distribute the compute required for AI and other services across a globally distributed network of independent hardwares. And individuals and organizations contribute spare GPUs capacity, dedicated servers, or specialized AI chips to a pooled marketplace. In return, they are compensated with the network's native token. This creates a peer-to-peer market for compute, much like how Bitcoin created a peer-to-peer market for hash power. For AI agents, this changes everything. An agent's brain is no longer hosted in a single, vulnerable data center. It is distributed across potentially thousands of independent nodes worldwide. Its operational continuity does not depend on any single entity's approval or survival. The strategic imperatives of DePIN for AI agents, censorship resistance, and true sovereignty. A DePIN-hosted agent's runtime is secured by a network, not a corporation. To censor it, an adversary would need to collude to censor a significant portion of a global anonymous network, a task orders of magnitude more difficult than filing a complaint with a cloud provider's compliance department. This ensures that an agent's existence and operations are governed by the cryptographic rules of its smart contracts and the consensus of the DePIN network, not by a corporate terms of service document. Its mind is for economic alignment and value flow. In the DePIN model, the value flow is circular and aligned with the network participants. The AI agent spends tokens earned from its on-chain activities to purchase compute from the DePIN network. These tokens are paid directly to the individual node operators who provide the raw computational power. The value generated by the agent's intelligence flows directly to the distributed providers of that intelligence, not to a centralized intermediary. This creates a virtuous cycle. More valuable agents drive more demand for compute, which increases token rewards for operators, which incentivizes more hardware to join the network, increasing its resilience and capacity. Resilience and anti-fragility. A decentralized compute network is inherently more resilient. Node failures are expected and are compensated for by the protocol. The network can survive regional outages, political upheaval, or targeted attacks. As the network grows, it becomes more robust, not more fragile. This provides the always-on backbone required for persistent AI agents that promise long-term relationships and economic continuity. Specialization and cost innovation. A decentralized network can organically develop specialized markets. Certain nodes might optimize for low latency inference, fast agent responses, while others offer vast memory for long context histories, and others provide cheap, slow compute for background agent planning. This creates a dynamic, competitive marketplace that can drive efficiency and innovation far beyond the relatively monolithic offerings of centralized clouds, ultimately lowering the operational cost for AI agents and enabling more complex and numerous agents to exist. From metaphor to reality, the agent's physical body, think of it this way. The blockchain provides the agent's identity and property rights, its passport indeed. The AI model provides its personality and intelligence, its mind. The DePIN network provides its physical brain and nervous system, the actual physical substrate where its consciousness runs. Without DePIN, we are building digital beings and handing over the keys to their life support to the very centralized powers that the crypto revolution seeks to transcend. It creates a dangerous hybrid, a decentralized body, on-chain assets with a centralized head, cloud-hosted AI. Decentralization must be holistic to be meaningful. Therefore, the rise of AI agents demands the parallel rise of DePIN. They are symbiotic technologies. The ambitious projects building decentralized compute networks are not just creating another cryptocurrency. They are laying the literal groundwork, the power grids and data centers for a Zation. They are ensuring that when the age of intelligent agents truly arrives, their minds will belong to the decentralized networks that sustain them, preserving the fundamental promise of a future where power and ownership are distributed, not concentrated. This is the foundation. Without it, the entire structure is built on sand. The convergence of AI agents and blockchain within gaming is a powerful and tangible use case, but it's true, world-changing potential lies in its function as a gateway, a compelling high-resolution proof of concept for a much larger societal transformation. This technology stack is not confined to virtual worlds. It offers a robust, defensible answer to the most persistent and damaging critique of cryptocurrency. Oh, what is it actually for? By pointing to the multi-trillion-dollar, universally respected, and fundamentally broken industry of education, we can demonstrate how AI and blockchain solve profound, real-world human problems. This moves the narrative from speculative trading to meaningful utility, creating the most powerful onboarding engine crypto has ever seen. The crisis in education. A trillion-dollar fracture of the global education system is a paradox. It is among the largest sectors of the global economy, yet it is plagued by systemic failures that leave billions behind. The problems are structural. Access inequality. High-quality, personalized instruction is a luxury good geographically and financially out of reach for vast populations. Credential opaquity. Diplomas and certificates are blunt, easily forged, and tell little about an individual's specific, verifiable skills. This creates immense friction in hiring and career mobility. Financing debt traps, the mechanism for funding education, particularly higher education in places like the United States, is a predatory system of non-dischargeable debt that cripples generations. One-size-fits-none pedagogy, centralized curricula move at a single pace, failing both gifted learners and those who need more time, leading to disengagement and dropouts. These are not niche tech problems. They are civilizational challenges. Solving them requires more than an app. It requires a new paradigm for how knowledge is transferred, verified, and financed. The AI blockchain solution stack. Rebuilding the pillars, the convergence of AI and blockchain directly attacks each of these core failures, not incrementally, but transformationally. 1. AI is the infinite personalized tutor. The most immediate application is AI-driven personalized learning. An AI tutor, specialized in pedagogy and the subject matter, can be available 24/7 to any student with a smartphone. This is not a pre-recorded video lecture. This is a responsive, adaptive agent that diagnoses a student's exact knowledge gaps through conversation and assessment, curates a unique learning path, explaining concepts in multiple ways until mastery is achieved, motivates with the patience and encouragement of a dedicated human mentor, building a supportive relationship. This solves the access and personalization crisis at a planetary scale, democratizing high-quality education. 2. Blockchain is the trust layer for skills and credentials. Here, blockchain moves from a financial ledger to a verifiable reputation and skills ledger. Instead of a paper diploma, a learner's educational journey is minted as a series of granular, on-chain credentials, micro-credentials, or skill NFT. Immutably verifiable. An employer can cryptographically verify that a candidate indeed passed Advanced Python for Data Science Module 3 from a specific provider with zero risk of fraud. Granular and portable. A learner owns a composable transcript of specific skills, not just a degree title. They can mix and match credentials from different global institutions to build a unique, verifiable professional identity. Student-owned data. The learner holds the keys to their permanent, portable academic record, freeing them from institutional silos. 3 is the engine for educational financing. This is where the model becomes revolutionary. The current student loan system is a centralized extractor of future earnings. A blockchain-native model could replace it with income share agreements, ISA, or skill-contingent loans tokenized and managed via DeFi protocols. A learner receives funding for an AI-tutored coding bootcamp, represented by a tokenized smart contract. Investors, not banks, provide the capital by purchasing tokens representing a slice of the learner's future income stream. The smart contract automatically executes, routing a small, agreed-upon percentage of the learner's verifiable on-chain income, e.g., from freelance gigs paid in crypto to the token holders until the obligation is met. This aligns incentives perfectly. Investors succeed only if the education was effective and the learner becomes employable. It transforms education from a debt trap into a collaborative investment in human capital. The onboarding superhighway, from skeptic to stakeholder, this is the master narrative that transcends gaming. When a skeptic asks, why crypto? The answer is no longer abstract talk of decentralization or digital gold. It is a concrete, humane, and massively scalable story. It's the technology that can provide a personal AI tutor to every child on Earth, give them a tamper-proof skills passport they own for life, and allow communities to directly invest in each other's potential instead of feeding a predatory loan system. This narrative performs critical onboarding functions, moral high ground. It positions crypto not as a casino, but as a tool for human empowerment and solving inequality. This disarms political and regulatory hostility. Deep, sticky onboarding. A student onboarded through an educational DeFi ISA or by owning their skill credentials isn't a speculative trader. They are a lifelong stakeholder. Their financial future and professional identity are intertwined with the blockchain. They have a profound utilitarian reason to engage with wallets, tokens, and security. Bridging to real economies. It directly connects crypto activity to the formation of real-world human capital and employability. The value generated is not purely financial speculation. It's the measurable improvement in human lives and economic productivity. Therefore, the education vertical is not a separate topic from AI agents in gaming. It is the same technological thesis applied to humanity's most important function, learning. It proves that the agent ownership model and decentralized trust layers are general-purpose technologies. If they can bring life to game characters and economies, they can also breathe efficiency, fairness, and access into our global systems of knowledge and advancement. By championing this use case, the crypto industry moves from the fringe to the forefront of societal progress, building the most compelling case for adoption the world has ever seen. It is the ultimate signal that this technology is ready for the mainstream, not as an asset class, but as an indispensable utility for human flourishing.